In this video, we're going to walk through the missing work Google form to keep track and get notified when your students turn in missing assignments. So the first thing we're going to do is there is a copy. So right here, you're going to click here and we're going to make a copy of this spreadsheet. So this will be the spreadsheet, and then you'll just go up to File, Make a Copy, and then you'll rename it with your team's name. So again, go ahead and rename it with your team name or something that you'll know that this is your copy of that assignment. And once you do so, go ahead and make that copy. The next step after you make a copy is we want to make a folder in our Google Drive. So in our Google Drive, we just want to go up here and go to New and then Folder. And then we want to create a folder that's called Missing Work. So right here, you can see my Missing Work folder. And once you do that, we're going to move this into that folder along with creating some subfolders. So this is going to just be a way to organize all the information that's coming in. So you're going to want to create an ELA folder within the missing work folder. If you have an intervention specialist, you'll want to make a folder for them. So you can either call it IS or you could name them. You could have your math folder, your science folder, social studies folder, and if there's any other subjects that you're collecting missing work for on your team. Once you have the folder created and your subfolders created, don't forget to move this into that area. So you can click up here and then you can use these arrows to find where you want this to go. So right here is my missing work folder, and then I can move it to that folder. Okay, and again, that's just to keep everything organized, and it will just help later down the road. And if you have issues, you can just share this whole folder with me, and I will be able to support you along the way. Okay, so once we have our folders created and we have moved our Google Sheet into that folder, we are now ready to set up and check our Google form. So what happens is when we created this Google Sheet, it automatically created a Google form. So down here, this purple means a Google form was created. If you do not have this purple icon, please let me know because then there was some type of error or some type of error that happened along the way. So again, you need to have this purple for it to know, hey, this is a Google form response. You're going to go up into Tools, Manage Form. So again, Tools, Manage Form. And you're going to hit Edit Form. This is going to pop up the Google form, and this is the form that you're able to kind of edit and customize for your own needs. However, there are some things that you might not want to edit just because it won't populate. So now that we've made a copy of this Google form, the next thing is you want to rename it. So you can see here, I just called it public. That way I know that this is what people are making copies from. However, you might change the public to something completely different, like your team name. Keep those naming protocols very consistent with this process. In this folder right here, we are going to move it to our missing work folder. So again, you're going to move this Google form to the missing work document area for your folder. So now in your folder, you have a subfolders, and then you also have within that folder, you have got the Google form. You also have the Google Sheet. So again, Google form, Google Sheet, your subfolders are all in this folder. So now we're going to go back to our Google Sheet, okay? And actually I lied, go back to our Google form. So on our Google form, you're just gonna kind of check here and you can update any of this information here. First and last name, you'll probably wanna keep. Subject, you're probably gonna wanna keep. If you need to add a subject, feel free to do so. Down here, you are going to just leave this as well. What did you turn in late? This is just to make sure that students copy the exact naming protocols from Infinite Campus. This will save you time later. Then you're going to explain why did they turn it in late. So they're going to go through and answer why they turned it in. You can add other answers if you want to. And then if there is an intervention specialist, you're going to keep this question and just put that intervention specialist name or whatever the students will know that they have an intervention or an IEP or RTI, whoever they might see that might need this additional information. You could also set up the WISE teachers too. So once you update this, if you don't have an intervention or anybody else that supports your classes, you can just delete this question. Okay, so you're doing again, just look at the Google form, update it as needed. Once you have it updated, you are now going to go back to your Google Sheet, and we're going to go into the next piece of this, which is now Autocrat. Okay, so step number 6. And on Autocrat, you're going to go into extensions, Autocrat, and open. So again, extensions, Autocrat, and open. Once you open it, you're going to see some past Autocrat magic that has occurred. So we'll go ahead and wait for it to load. And if it loads over here, you just need to upgrade your Autocrat. So again, it needs to be this one right here. It's going to say upgrade down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And once you upload it, you'll have to maybe re-click extensions, Autocrat. And again, you want this box to pop up. So you can see here, this is a team that I've created in the past. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start with Matt. So I'm going to go ahead and click the pencil. And this is the same process for each of the different ones. And instead of Matt, I'm going to call this IS, so Intervention Specialist. And then I have this template right here. What this template is doing is what's going to be sent to you. So Autocrat works as a template and it has to be sent to you. Anything that is in these little carrots will be personalized with that student's name and whatever they put on the Google form. So again, this is just a quick graphic. So if you change any of this on the Google form, it might not add up. So if that is the case, just let me know and I can help you individually with that. If you are leaving it the same, you should have no problems. So then you'll hit next. So again, what it's saying is whenever I see this, it means I need to put the first and last name. It's late because, and then I'm putting the why. And again, you can change these if you changed your form around or if it's not syncing. You can just use this drop down and decide what you want this to say. If you want to change this, you'll just do file, make a copy, and then you will update it to whatever you want. So again, anything personalized needs to be in carrots. For Autocrat to work, you need at least one caret for it to pull information and for it to actually do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so then next, right here, we're going to have it be called late work. It's going to become a Google slide, and I want single output mode. Okay, if you want multiple different slides, like every single slide would be a different one, you would do this. But again, I'm just going to keep it all a single one. And then next. So instead of this folder, you're going to add the folders that you created. So again, in that earlier steps, we went ahead and we already created these folders. So rather than Matt's folder, I'm going to choose a folder. And we're going to have it send to my folder, which was labeled how. So once you have it like highlighted in blue, you're just going to scroll down and hit select. Okay, and then I delete this folder. Okay, so now I've got this folder. Now this is really important. You'll skip step 6, but number 7, if there is an intervention specialist, you're going to go to, is Ms. Howe also in one of your classes? So is that person also in one of your classes? And you're going to say yes. So again, whenever they click that Ms. Howe is their teacher and it hits yes, I want to get that notification. So that's how you do this. This is only for intervention, WISE, RTI, any of those special teachers that might be added to your team. Then right here, I'm going to have it share the document. So instead of sending this to Matt, it's going to send to me. So I would type my email right there, right? I want it to say yes, it can be editable. All of this is all set up. It's going to change it to the student's name. It's going to say late work, and then it's going to tell me the time that it was turned in. And then it's just going to let me know that this student turned it in. It's also going to let me know what they didn't turn in and why they didn't. If I want to see all the submissions, just grab your own link to your spreadsheet. So copy your link and change it right here. So that way you are able to click that and you can see all of the missing assignments for that team. And then you're able to kind of gather some more data or see what students are missing in other classes to kind of know how to move forward. So then next, I'm going to hit yes, and then I'm going to hit save. Once I hit yes and I hit save, I'm going to click the play button. And again, it might just take some time to load. So right here, I know this one is updated because it says IS. I'm going to hit play. And then what it's going to do is it's going to create 3 new columns for me. And what I'm going to do is I want to stay organized. I'm going to highlight these and I'm going to make them red. That way I know, hey, this is for Stephanie. So if there's any issues, it makes it a lot easier to find later down the road. All right, so now that we have that first one done, we're going to walk through it a couple more times so that way you know exactly how it's set up and what we need to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and do Megan's. So instead of Megan, I'm going to type in social studies and then I'm going to hit next. So again, it's going to have that template that we talked about here. And again, if you want to change anything, you can if you need to. And then I'm just making sure it's pulling all the correct information here. And then right here, it's going to say missing work. It's going to be a Google slide single. Rather than her social studies folder, I want it to go to my social studies folder. So again, I'm going to delete that and I'm going to choose the one that I created. And then I'm going to click next on this one. Now for this one, I need it to say subject and I want it to say social studies. It should be set up for you, but if you made any changes, it might not be there. So again, I just use this drop down subject and then I type it exactly how it is typed on that Google form. So if I open up that Google form, if it has capitals, you want to make sure that you have capitals as well. Okay, so just be sure that it's the exact same. I highly suggest having this open and just copying and pasting it over to here. Okay, so again, this is for the email. Yes, instead of sending it to that teacher, I'm going to type in the social studies teacher on my team. So I'm going to set this all up for my email. Okay. And then again, instead of their Google Sheet, I'm going to change it with my Google Sheet. So that way, if I need to look over data real quick, I have that ability to do so. And again, you can change anything in this email. It's just going to your team teacher of whoever the student clicks to get notified. Okay, and then yes, and then I'm going to save this. And now that I've saved this, it's going to create these columns again for the social studies. And I'm going to just hit play. And I'm going to go ahead and again change the color here. Let's go ahead and make this one purple. And I'm going to go into the missing work folder and I'm going to change this to purple just so I can keep consistent with those activities to know, hey, I finished that one. I'm ready for the next one. Okay, so now I am back on to the Google form and I'm going to go ahead and hit the pencil again. So now we have math. So I'm going to just change this to math. And then I'm going to hit next. Okay, again, it's pulling that same Google Sheet. I've got my names here, or I've got what it's pulling exactly how I want it. I've got exactly what I want here. So again, late work math, so nothing needs to be done. Instead of this folder, I want it to go to my math folder. And hit select. And then I'm going to hit next, next. And again, subject, I want it to equal math. Again, I need to make sure if it has a capital here, it needs to have a capital over here. So again, copy and paste that is a great idea. Or just don't change it. So instead of this teacher, I'm going to make it my math teacher. So whoever your math teacher is on your team. And then I am going to go ahead and change this link as well to my link. And again, it's just a way for me to quickly be able to click and I can highlight if I've messed with any of that information so I know for sure it's done. Okay, I want it to run on its trigger, save, and then again, we're going to hit that play button and we're going to have some more columns pop on up. So there's the math one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead back here and I'm going to change this color. I'm going to, let's do blue. And then I'm going to just change it here. This just makes it easy if something happens and it was to break or something, we're able to quickly go, okay, who is it not working for and figure out why it's not working for that person. Okay, next person, we're going to go ahead and hit the pencil. We're going to go ahead and do science. Missing work, again, it's pulling that Google slide. It's pulling everything correctly. I've got my naming protocols here for the file, so this is looking good. I have this folder, which I need to delete, and add my folder. So my folder is right here. Next, next. And then right here where it says subject, it's pulling for science, so that's exactly what I need. Next. And then again, instead of this science teacher, I want to put my science teacher on my team. And then again, down here where it has this link, I want it to do this link. Okay, and then yes, and then save, and then I'm going to hit the play button. And let's go ahead back to here, and I'm going to make science green. And then I'm going to go back on here and make this green. Okay, so you might have noticed that looking at our folders, we don't have ELA. So if that's the case and you need to set up another person, we're going to walk through each of those different steps right now. So again, we kind of walk through how to edit, but now we're going to walk through how to create this for maybe a teacher that's not on this list and you need to set that up. So I'm going to click New Job. Once I click New Job, I'm going to do ELA. Next. And then I'm going to find my template. So sometimes your template will pop up here. If it doesn't, I'm going to search my drive. And I am going to type missing work. Okay, so it's this one right here, missing work. Oh, there it is, late work right there. And again, it might just take a couple minutes to load. And if you don't see it, go to another one and just come here. And then you're going to add it to your drive and you can add it into that folder. So let me go ahead and add it to mine and let's see if that worked. Okay, so I'm going to go back into extensions, AutoCAD open if you close out of it. And then it might not have saved, so we might need to redo that. Okay, so again, we don't have ELA, so new job. I'm going to search from my drive again. Okay, there it is, missing work. So again, if you don't see it, you might need to add this first. And you can just go to another one and then click the little plus sign up here to add it to your drive. And I will also add it right down here if needed. Okay, so again, you'll be able to click right here if you do need access to this document. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select it. It does take maybe a couple minutes just to get it added. Okay, and then next. Now I need to pull down. So right here is first and last name. It was late because, and then I need to do what assignment. There we go. And then I'm going to hit next. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do missing work. I want it to be that single output mode and then next. Okay, instead of my Google Drive, I'm going to delete that and I want it to go to my ELA folder or whatever folder you need this to go to. Now that I have that set up, I'm going to click next, next, and right here I'm going to add a condition. And again, I'm going to go to subject and I'm going to add ELA. And this time I'm going to exactly go in here, copy and paste so it's exact, and paste that right there. Next. And then I do want it to share. So again, you could go into another one and grab the message that it's sent to, but I'm going to say yes. I want it to send to the ELA teacher on my team. And then I also want it to grab that message. So let me go ahead and copy and paste that message. So that way I have it all ready to go. Okay. And I'll add that onto the document as well. Okay. So right there, I've got hello. And then instead of test, I need this to say first and last name. I want first and last name in the subject. And then instead of this, I want why was it late? And you're just grabbing over here, this little blue area, and then you just click it and paste. And then again, there's my Google form. Okay, I want the assignment as well. So I'm going to go over here to assignment and paste that right here. So again, it's going to customize all of this information for you to add. So again, I'm going to put that right here, subject, and then we'll do body message. And then just add your Google Sheet right here. Okay. So now that we have the body message here, I'm now going to show you kind of the subject. So right here, I've got first and last name. I want it to say late work, and then I want it to add that timestamp just so I can see when the student submitted it. Okay, so now I've got that all set up. I'm going to copy this so that way you can just copy and paste as well. Okay. Email template. Okay, so now that we've got that set up, I can now go back to my Google Sheet and hit next. And then yes, I want it to run on a trigger, confirm. And then I'm going to hit save. So now that I've hit saved, I'm going to hit that play button for ELA. And then it's creating its thing over here. Now you might see that this might drive you crazy. Oh, it doesn't say missing work. So you can just click this pencil button anytime you need to update any part of this, you're able to do that. So again, I'm going to come in here, write missing work, and then I just hit save. And then after you hit save, again, anytime you come in to update it, just hit that play button. Okay, so there's ELA, play button. Right, and then I'm going to change the color again, just so I can stay organized. So we have not done, let's do yellow. Okay. All right, so there is our Google form. It's all set up. So now that we're done with Autocrat, we can exit out. Again, if you need to add somebody, you can just do a new job if you need to. But most of them should be set up for you. Okay. So now that we have that all set up, we are going to go into our spreadsheet, and I'm going to fill it out as a student because you're now going to test it. So again, you've set all of that up. Now we're ready to test and submit. So right here, I'm going to just click my name. This time I missed ELA. And then I'm going to put this, yes, submit. And then I'm going to submit another response just so you can see how it will kind of look on the back end. And I'm going to just say that, there we go, submit. Okay, submit another one. This time I'm going to do science. So again, send this Google form to all of your team members, have them just try it. It does take a minute for the Autocrat to send and sync. I'm going to say no for this question. So now that I've submitted this, what is happening is on this Google form, we can kind of see that this was anytime that the student had a intervention specialist, it knows to send. So now it's saying that it doesn't send for all these other teachers. So again, we're kind of just watching this happen and being able to see when things are kind of sending to our students. So I'm going to hide this column. Okay. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and color this one yellow. This was ELA. So again, ELA, it meant that this student has an ELA missing assignment. So anytime it says here, it's sending to that teacher. Okay, so we're able to, again, just kind of see who it's sending to. Over here, we can see that in our email, we have all these emails about missing work, and we get the timestamp in here. We can see who's missing it, and then when we click, I can see why it was late, what it is, and then once I grade it, I can delete this email out of my email. You don't need to open up this document unless you want to, but again, you won't really need these slides. It's more of the email that you're going to need. Also, right here where it has this, you can come in here and I can say, oh, this student has missing assignment from every single class. So then I can just kind of quickly know that information really quick to kind of know how to support that student better. So there we go again. And I can again see all that information coming through. So what you're going to do is once that sends, if there's any issues, please let me know. If you need additional support or help, let me know as well. But everything you need is through this video. Feel free to rewatch as many times as well.